These are the 5 best side hustles in 2024. I'm gonna break down what the side hustles are and how much money you can make doing each side hustle and what you're gonna need to get started. Chances are, if you're working a W-2 job and you don't have a side hustle right now, then you either don't need the money right now, or you're lazy, or you just don't know how to get started. It's never been easier to get a side hustle than today, right now in 2024. Sometimes it's as easy as putting a profile on an app. So let's get into it. Starting with number 5. We're gonna call this one drop shipping / e-com. Now there are a lot of ways to do this. You can do Amazon FBA, you can do TikTok Shop, you can do eBay. You can really do any host of sites or a combination of sites or your own site, ads and platforms, marketplaces. But the concept here is you are the middleman here for a product, and you're finding inexpensive items that you can buy at a bulk discount from sites like Alibaba, and then you're selling them for a bigger price on another site. And you're connecting the end user directly to the supplier, or you're a middleman. And you're either gonna collect a portion of the profits or a fee. For me, if I'm doing this business right now, today, I'm looking at eBay and possibly Amazon and maybe Etsy. You can make a lot of money doing this. It's just all going to depend on what you actually sell. You can make a few $100s a month to several thousands of dollars per month or per day. So if you're gonna do the e-com, you're gonna need a product, you need a profile, and probably a little bit of money to get started, or you could sell like an old baseball collection or something like that. Number 4, become a freelancer. Maybe your job or skill that you have from work could actually be monetized outside of work on another platform. Maybe you're an assistant, or maybe you just know how to do some things like some programming or typing or anything really. Or maybe you don't know how to do anything, but you're willing to learn how to do things, and you're good at learning and you're good at figuring out how to do things, which you probably would know things if you knew how to do that. But let's say you are able and willing. There are a ton of sites out there. There's lots of different types of freelancing. People that freelance on OnlyFans, Upwork, Fiverr, Total, Freelancer, Guru, People Per Hour, and TaskRabbit, one of our go-tos for people to work on properties and assemble furniture. See, being a freelancer doesn't mean just doing stuff online. It actually means assembling furniture and doing other things for people that they don't want to do. The list goes on and on. And I use people from pretty much every one of these sites. And for me, as somebody looking to use a freelancer, it's a good way for me to find someone who's got reviews and a track record from other clients that I can see what their performance actually is. Kind of like an Airbnb or Uber driver. You're gonna see who you hire and what their work is before you hire them. And if you work for any of these sites, you get rated based on how you communicate, the work that you did, your deliverables, how much you charge. And a tip to you guys who are using some of these sites, check the invoices from the past. If they've got lots of $5 an hour work or $5 works, it means that they're rigging the reviews. And this could even be assembling furniture or even writing the entire copy for this video right here. Yes, if you are a copywriter, we are looking for someone to write our YouTube videos for us, so I don't have to. So how do you get started? You gotta set up a profile on any of these things. If you're good at assembling furniture or cutting lawns or doing things like that, TaskRabbit. It's local. If you want to do something from anywhere around the world, my suggestion, my personal favorite is Upwork. You need to make sure you've got a good profile. Maybe go and have some friends hire you to do some things, get some reviews up there, and definitely when you take a new client on, respond immediately and take it seriously as a business. You can make anywhere from 10, 15, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, 100, 200 bucks an hour to making big money. We hired a guy to pull off all of the schematics off of our as-built drawing for our building right here in Kansas City. We subcontracted that work through Upwork, and it saved us a ton of money, and the person in Brazil made a ton of money by doing it. And you don't need anything other than a good attitude and accessibility to get started. Number 3, become an Uber or Lyft driver. And I'm going to say DoorDash / Grubhub / whatever, but I would say do them as a combo, right? So when I say Uber and Lyft, I'm referring to anything where you're driving for money. So let's go through the ups and the downs. First of all, one of the main things that you may not want a side hustle is you're gonna have to deal with some people. And a lot of times that's really not for everyone. I went through my Uber drive report today and I've had hundreds of Ubers. The big difference on this one is you need a car, license, and insurance. And some states have some other requirements and some sites have other requirements, which may include a good driving record and some other things. So let's go down to the good, the bad, and the ugly of this job. Lately, Uber, and I can't speak for Lyft, but talking to the Uber drivers, Uber is taking a larger portion than the drivers. Sometimes 20 to 30% the drivers keeping only. And to me, that's a ripoff. It seems like the Uber monopoly effect is in full effect. I mean, really, when they can take someone's wages and take 60 to 70% of that person's wages for just being the conduit of the app, to me, that seems very monopolistic. The good, you still have an opportunity to make money. You know what you're gonna get. You can say yes or no to the ride. You can still hustle up and make money. And you don't have to worry about Uncle Uber, your partner, like Uncle Sam, getting rich on your dime. The ugly, you will definitely have to clean your car every day. And you know who you are if you're the one who doesn't, that you smoke and that you say, oh, I'm sorry, I just had a bad ride, or I had this. If you're gonna take this job seriously, you're gonna need to clean your car every day. And you're gonna need to make sure you got pleasant people skills. I've taken plenty of Uber rides where the person wouldn't shut up, would tell me everything. I didn't wanna know everything. Then I've had people that didn't say anything to me, and I'll tell you what, I'll take the person that said nothing over the person that said too much. But then there's just kind of nice conversation, engaging, making people feel comfortable. And you're gonna have money for gas, insurance, and upkeep on your vehicle. And be ready to rack up the mileage on your Tesla. Oh, and let's not forget the fare cancelers. Be ready to deal with that. But studies and people who have posted videos show people who take Uber full-time can make $1,500 to $2,000 per week. So it's fair to say that it's $250 to $500 a month hustling Uber part-time, couple hours a day. Unless, of course, you gypsy your own rides and you cut out Uber. This has happened to me several times where people walk up to me at the airport, see that I'm looking for a ride, and offer to cut out Uber, the app, which usually makes me feel uncomfortable because the only person that it really benefits is that person. Number 2, Etsy. Literally, whether you can knit, know someone who can, or you can clone trees or know someone who can. In my opinion, Etsy has the absolute best platform for side hustles and for selling unique goods and services. This year, I planted a ton of trees at my house in Kansas City, Missouri, and I wouldn't even have known where to find saplings for pines and oak trees and redwoods and all of these wonderful trees that I planted. I traditionally had looked at Home Depot or expensive local nurseries or other places where you would buy trees for several $100s per tree and then saplings for a lot less money, but still a lot of money. But click, click, and I got a redwood tree headed from California to Kansas City. Now think about that. All trees, all vegetables, jams, personalized gifts. Etsy is where it's at. The money is all around the board, whether you're selling like iPhone covers or trees or anything, the money can go crazy. I was paying like $5 a tree. That is a volume game when you're selling trees. But if you're selling like authentic hand knitted vests of Taylor Swift that you just made after the game, then that is something that probably has a high demand that you can sell and make a little bit more off of those items that take more time. But the whole point here is Etsy is eBay meets Amazon meets arts meets creativity, and it could equal a gang of money in your pocketbook. And like I said, you don't need to actually know how to do the stuff to get started. You just need to know who does the stuff to get started. And last but not least, it is the #1 side hustle of 2024. And of course, we are a real estate channel, and it is real estate. And we're gonna break it down for you. Many types of real estate. There's wholesaling, there's flipping properties, there's buying rentals for passive income, there is becoming a real estate agent, Airbnb arbitrage. There are so many ways to make money in real estate. The list goes on and on and on. And just by getting involved into some aspect of real estate, you know that you're probably going to make lots of money, just because real estate is a high money game. And the main difference between real estate and all these other side hustles is that real estate will passively make you money literally while you sleep. And I know what you're thinking right now, but hold on. It's so often taken the wrong way that the money you make in real estate is not actually passive, but it is. Flipping is not passive, and neither is rental properties or wholesaling. But the appreciation of your assets going up in value every night while you sleep is passive. And it's made millions of people rich, including myself, just by buying properties and waiting for them to go up in value while a tenant pays you rent. So I'd love to hear what your best side hustle is for 2024, which side hustle you like. Before you get started in any of these side hustles, make sure you've got a great attitude, a great business plan, and you take it seriously. One of the things that frustrates me as a coach who helps people in real estate all the time and have helped many a student make life-changing money is watching so many people not take advantage of the resources that they have. So make sure that you take whatever you do seriously, and make sure you hire a mentor or a coach if you're gonna get into some of these things and scale to the next level. Now, obviously with real estate, you don't need to do that. With any of these things, you don't need to do that. But if you wanna scale to the next level, you gotta hire someone who's been there. There's a link in our bio. We teach this stuff all the time, not side hustles, but real estate. So if you want to schedule a free call with one of my coaches, get on that call. It costs you nothing. But either way, get started in a side hustle in 2024. It will change your life by just doing more. We'll check you on the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit our notification buttons for all the videos that we do. We do 3 times per week, every week. And we've got lots of podcasts. Check out the Millionaire Mentorship podcast on any of the platforms. Peace.